I've done my research and I decided I think I'm going to make a video on installing shift fenders on a FlexAir or AG380 suspension, Peterbilt, Kenworth, depending on what you have. But I've looked online, can't find nothing, no instructions, no nothing. So we've got people here today putting pipes on, and I'm going to do some fenders. So I guess I can be informative, and I'll show you here as soon as I get the camera flipped around. What do you mean, what am I doing?
I don't need to be in this video.
Why? You're here.
I understand that, but you probably pick on me for something when I don't really have anything broke this week. I'm just upgrading.
New pipes. He's getting new Dynaflex pipes. What do you think about that, folks? But anyways, we've got 4 shift fenders to get put on this here truck, but we've got a FlexAir suspension. Nobody's, I guess, got any information online, so I guess I'll be the one to put it there. So what we've got a whole different suspension setup. And I'm very familiar with how these go on, but I've never done a set. So low air leaf's real easy. FlexAir, from what I've been told, is not as easy. So here's the brackets that came in this box. So first thing we're gonna do is lay all the brackets out. Now there is some bars that go across. I think those are not here, but them will come in your kit also. So first thing I did is lay the bars out, make sure they're all the same, what we need. Those are universal brackets, and these are the brackets that actually bolt on to those bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and get those installed, and I will show you step by step, I think, what we need to do to get this to work. All right. Okay, so we did get all these mounted up. Now I took, where is it? It's over here. Just a little word of advice. Need this straight edge. Hold on, try to do this. You wanna take and run this across so we know these are perfectly straight. So if we look under here, let me grab the phone here. See how that lines up all the way across? You want to do the same with the other side. Reason being, grab the phone here. You want that fender sitting straight across the top, not leaned, you know. If that's not straight, it's gonna lean. So we wanna make sure those are straight. We did that. Also, this one all the way across. And then these brackets are universal brackets. And let me just stress to you, universal's the key word. They might not fit, but we'll get them to fit. So the biggest thing I want to tell you is you look at this down here, you'd think they'd want it the same way. No, it's completely opposite. You actually use the top step. So we had to switch side to side, and now it's going to mount differently, which my OCD is going nuts, but this is the way it has to be because we have to clear this horseshoe, which we barely do, and then we're going to have to drill 4 holes in the frame. Don't drill 2, drill 4. It's going to support that much better. We're going to barely miss the shock mount, but we can get it. I do believe it's going to be close, but we've got the fenders actually ready to set on. Now that those are square, we're going to just set one on and see kind of where we're at right here. I did measure from here to the ground, and you're going to want to measure from here to the ground and make sure they're both the same, so that way when your fenders are on, they're actually the same height at the bottom. So I guess we'll do that next and get a game plan as to where the heck that goes, and we'll get some holes marked and drilled and go from there. All right, I do have this side kind of mounted, and I wanted to show you a few things. So if you look at where this fender comes down, you see that gap right there between the tire and the fender, and this gap right here. They're not the same. The back is actually fairly close, but the front, I've got to move this back a little bit. But here's the problem. On this suspension, they want you to use this universal bracket. But I've got this shock mount, and I left just an 1/8 inch gap. The problem is this horseshoe spring here for the AG 380 or flex air suspension, that kind of moves forward. So right now I've got as much of a gap here as I can, also to allow room for the shock, but that's all we can do. So what I'm saying is that's tight. But the back, we've got all sorts of room. I was actually able to move that bracket back a little bit. Sorry, it's early in the morning, but I can get that gap better. So this side, I do have one bolt in there started. I drilled some pilot holes, and I got one bolt in there to figure out, okay, is that where we want it? But you see how close it is to the tire. Now I've already put air in it and figured that out. Yeah, we got room there. If anything, we may have to chop a little bit of this out, but I've got to add to this a little bit, maybe a 1/2 inch, just to get more of a step on it, to move that fender back, to get rid of, to make that gap match where it would be up here, because this side is actually the same. But you can get in here and you can see this better. I'm gonna try and do this here. There ain't much room. And that, just airing it up, this will move forward a 1/4 inch. But we also need room for suspension travel and all that. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but this is what the brackets are. And this is what they gave me, and this is what they say they use, being they as shift. So we're gonna do our best. I've got to get the fender put back on after I get these holes drilled, and hope for the best. And then we could start with the back and put our bracket in right there. So give me a minute here and I will see how this turns out. All right, so you guys know I'm an honest man. I don't like that fender gap. So I think this fender has to go back 1 inch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move them holes back 1 inch. We've got room here, but I've got to cut this apart and put like a hoop in there so I have room. And up front, I've got to cut this apart and move that back 1 inch. That'll give us more room here, but shift, these brackets don't work for a Flex Air or AG380 suspension, in my opinion. Maybe they work for you, but they don't work for me. So what we got here, got a fender gap like that on the front. The back, we don't have that big fender gap. So I'll back up and you'll see it. See what I mean? Right here and there. We got to go back. The back is really nice, really close, but the front is not. So stay tuned and we'll get everything cut apart, I guess. Okay, here's what I got with this program here. I've got this cut apart. This is warm. I'm just gonna slide that over. I've got that cut apart, and I know I need to go up away from the bench a 1/2 inch. I think I'm gonna move them a 1/2 inch to 5/8, somewhere in there. Not sure yet on that, but what I did is I cut out of here, that piece, to go in here to kind of reinforce that. Now normally I would make all this all over brand new, but I'm out of time. I don't have time to just reinvent the wheel here. So we're gonna go ahead and weld this into place right here. This is gonna have a nice spot all the way around, all the way up here, all the way around. I'll lay a nice weld. I'll grind that off, of course, but I'm gonna weld it here and then on the outside. But I want to tack weld it and put it back on the truck to make sure that we've accomplished first what we need to accomplish. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that tacked up. And like I said, I know folks hate me for trying it. That's fine, but I'm out of time. So this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna look just fine. You really won't notice it by the time the fender's on it. So, but like I said, it is what it is. All right, so we moved everything back 5/8 of an inch, and it's actually very, very close. I can do the rest of the adjustments fender-wise, but I'm gonna show you the issue why I didn't do that in the first place. Well, there's a couple issues, but we are hitting that spring with this bracket. I will take you over here and show you. Here again, we move this back a little bit, about 1.25 inches, and that actually gives us more room right here, as you could see. But I had to take these brackets and kind of cut and add, but I just got them mocked up for now. But we do have room. We're gonna have to put a weld in here. Trust me, it'll look just fine when we're done. We'll be okay. You won't see hardly any of that with a fender on, but does give us more room here, which I am pleased about. But cutting and welding is required. So we're gonna go ahead, you know, this bracket's fine, but for those of you that don't know, these pieces right here, these bars, what's happening is them are an inch longer on this rear axle than they are the front axle. That's the way Peterbilt designed it. Kenworth's the same too. There's the shorter ones go on the front one. So that being said, all four of these brackets are the same, but you can't have that because your axle's in a different spot. So you have to pay attention a little bit here. I'm educating, but they build a great product, but you got to build 4 different brackets for here. That's all I'm saying. And we've got to do something else here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut that apart and kind of show you what I'm thinking. And we're going to get these fenders put on. P.S. This bracket right here, we gotta redo that, like I said. But I actually have to add probably 3/4 of an inch or at least a 1/2 inch to this lip right here. So the fender rests on here, but it's way out at the end, and I don't like just putting a bolt right in the end or drilling a hole. So I'm gonna actually add to this and put a bigger step on it. If you guys understand that, I'll show you when I get that done. Okay, so remember, we've got kind of this going on. I think that's a bad idea because we're actually losing about a 1/2, maybe 3/4 of an inch of travel for this spring. So I think we're gonna take that out of here, but I think I got a plan. And just tell me, I'll try to get back here without falling, tripping over something, but right here is what I got going on. Sorry, I'm a little shaky with the camera today, but I did cut out here and I cut out there. It's hard to see, but you see how close I am? Like the air is out of it. When it raises up, that spring goes this way. So we want to keep as much room between that spring and that shock as we can. So I took a piece of flat steel and welded it to that, and I'm going to gusset it down here. I'll show you that when I'm out of, put it back on the bench. But I'll have to round this top piece a little bit here. Right here, I'll round that, make it match this. I don't want to cut this off because this is quite a bit of straight. So I think I'm going to run a bar from this side to the other side underneath. You won't even see it, but I'm going to weld that in. I think that's a lot better option. As soon as you put the fender on, you ain't going to see that anyways, but I'm just telling you, this is not easy with that thing in the way, so we'll get her. Okay, so got it out on the bench, you know, and I put a little bend in this down here, but it goes up. It doesn't lay flat against the frame. I don't want that against the frame, but you can kind of see the little bend I got here, but I want that to join up, and that way we can fill that with weld. Right where I cut out, kind of see what I got going on here. So what I'm gonna do, this thing doesn't balance. Try and balance it with my head. Okay, here we go. I wanna round that off, round this off, round this off, and see how it looks, and just I'm gonna weld all this. It's not ideal to be looking at a weld, but there's not much I can do here. Update, we've got a finished product, folks. I did weld all this in, welded her all the way down, and then I put a gusset in right here. Now this, reuse your sheet metal. Never throw anything out, or sheet metal, steel, whatever you call it. That was cut out of here. So I made a nice little gusset. We want to reinforce that because now that we cut this out of here, we want to make sure it's not going to break right here. So This is all welded, reinforced, this and that. I know it looks like overkill, but it's what we have. And, you know, I'm here to also teach you guys not to waste materials. So we can make it look good. We got it. So I rounded all the edges like I talked about. This one, that one, you know, all that. Welded everything fully. Now the backside you will not see. So that's good. That's all fully welded. That'll be up against the frame. But I also had to add on to this. You see this extra little hump? This is, you know, I added 3/4 of an inch all the way down. Reason being, the fender was barely hanging on the edge of this, and I need to actually bolt it to this. So we had to actually add on, you know, that's how it works when you get universal stuff here. We got to make it fit, and that's what we're doing. So rounded all them corners off nice. You won't see any of this, but ground that off smooth. We're good there. Here is the bracket. This is it. I think it'll look okay. All you're really gonna see is this part. So we're good. All right. I'm gonna put it on the truck and get the next one welded. We'll see how we go. And I wanna get these done yet today, so just gonna keep after it here.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video on Chad's how to do fenders. Got a good guidance for him, right?
Yeah, and for me.
Yeah. So you're probably also wondering where we've been. We've been wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
Life just got away from us, right?
Yeah, times 2.
So, yeah, apologize for the delay. I did spend a lot of time through the holidays here now getting all of these videos, especially for the screen truck done, because Chad really behind this camera has another
2 or 3 projects.
yeah.
Plus
So
there's more coming.
Lisa needs to get going on videos. Lisa's working many full-time jobs, and
What about me?
we're trying. Well, we both are.
Yeah.
But I'm the one.
My name Lisa now too?
No, I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the videos.
Okay.
I'm taking the rap. So life just got carried away. We were busy making memories and working.
Yeah.
So
And we did a few shows this summer and just tried to relax
Mm-hmm.
a little. And
yeah. So it is what it is. But definitely we'll start getting videos out to you on the screen truck, get that finished, and then we'll see who wins which battle as to what's next.
do we want to spill the beans?
That's
Just let them know the truck's finished.
the truck's finished. You've probably seen it at shows
Yeah.
this year. So yeah, definitely finished, and it's been at shows, and so let's finish the progress in the video.
For the ones that have seen it, they should drop a comment. What do they think?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, until, you know, for the people that haven't seen it, they just got to keep watching, I guess.
Keep watching, that's true.
See what we did there?
Oh boy.
Anyways.
But anyways, again, thanks for your patience. We're back at it, and
Yeah.
we will try to get them out, I don't know, weekly or
on a
something.
regular basis.
Yeah.
Depends what life brings us, because, you know, we got enough going on around here. It's just, it's tough to edit. So
That's true.
it takes time.
That's true. All right, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow us for when we get more videos out.
Thank you.
See ya.